Hey everyone, and welcome to the Magical Miracle Network. My name is Ruth Perkinson, and I'm so grateful all of you are here with me today. We have our in-house expert with us on sacred breath worldwide. Her name is Melissa McLaughlin, and she is here today to do some great teaching with me and with all of us, and I'm sure it's going to be quite amazing. So, Melissa, just say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. It's so great to be here, Ruth. I love that.
Yes, yes. And I just want to mention to everyone that Melissa really does have a global reach. She has worked with professional athletes. She travels to California and Oklahoma. She does retreats all over. And she just really has so many talents. And every time I'm with you, Melissa, I learn something new. And we were just chit-chatting before we hit the record button, and you taught me something there. And I'm like, wow, we should just hit record right away when we get together, right?
Right, when we first talking, I know, but Ruth, in mirroring or whatever what you show me, I learned something new too. So we're all in this together. We are both the teacher and the student at the same time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And so it kind of just shifts back and forth, student, teacher, teacher, student, that
Right.
as we move through this. Well, today we're going to do a short teaching and with A Course in Miracles. And so I'm just going to kind of pass it over to you and let you tell me what you want to do, and I'll be your student.
I love it. So today I think we're going to dive right in and do the Course of Miracle lesson first,
Okay.
right? That's what I'm just feeling. And
Yeah,
then and then we'll dive into where that leads us maybe into additional teaching. Does that sound good?
that sounds perfect. Which course
So,
lesson are you referring to
okay,
today?
so ready? So in this one actually is reflective on the breath, of course. So I'm in chapter 8 and it is lesson 222. Such good numbers.
Yes.
I'm a two person because I was born 2272. 22 twos come to me all the time. So I love the twos. I love
Yes, me too.
what it means about ascension. I know somewhere it means something around you're surrounded by your ascended masters all the time too. That's the
Yeah.
one thing I remember. Like, what do
Yeah, I've
twos
always
do? How many
Yeah, I've
two people?
always felt like 22 is like an angel number. It's like it even represents a wing symbol.
Yeah, there you go. There
Yeah,
we go.
yeah.
Let's flip our wings right now.
22,
Come on,
22. We
angels.
love it.
Let's flip our wings. That actually feels good. Anyways, so I love the twos. Always love the twos. Um, all right. So lesson 222. It says, I'm going to read it for
Okay.
you and for our listeners and viewers. God is with me. I live and move in him. God is with me. He is my source of life, the life within, the air I breathe, the food by which I am sustained, the water which renews and cleanses me. So the reason why this passage actually popped out at me, love everything, you ever have words pop out at you in a page, those messages, is it leads into the whole, I know the separation thing that's going on, and just again, gently reminding people that paradigm or the false story, like I am loving and into the big reveal. And I actually have asked the one great spirit, like, what's the truth? What's really going on? Show me this. And our belief system in the organized organization of religion, and I don't mean to be a religion basher. I feel like it serves its purpose. Some people need to go to church stuff. I'm a recovering Catholic. I have found my recovery from it has been finding the beauty in that, the beauty in going to church. Like, I love the incense they burn. I love the music. I love the principle on, be good. And I think every religion or belief system is based on being good. We are innately good. along with, I love the beautiful art.
Yes.
Like I'm even picturing, the Mother Mary with her halo around their heads, and by the way, that's like a real spiritual thing, a real symbol to see halos around their heads. And I actually believe, Ruth, you see that stuff in people because that is actually your vision. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. I just real briefly, I will share with you. Yeah, I do see light around people. And it's part of doing the course that I've noticed. He says earlier on in the lessons that you'll start to begin having what they call light episodes. And it's beautiful. And when I had my first light episode, I was with my mother, speaking of mothers, right? And it was 4 o'clock or something like that in the afternoon. It was a completely sunny day, not a cloud in the sky. And I was walking my dog, Sadie. This is a few years ago. She's passed now, but she had gone to the bathroom. So I was getting out my poop bag, picking that up. And my mom was probably 30 feet ahead of me. And I saw a huge arc of light around her. And it was not of this world. And I was like, it was a symbol that I was on the right path. And that what I notice now or I feel now is that everyone has this light around them. Everybody has this beautiful sort of, I call that arc of light. And it's one of those things where I did a double take. I was like, what am I seeing now? This beautiful light. So yes, I just wanted to share that I see that not all the time, but sometimes it does come in. But I do see light everywhere with the orbs of light. So, and that's one thing I feel from A Course in Miracles is that you can have these mystical experiences, and sometimes those mystical experiences stay with you. They don't leave you.
Mm-hmm. I love that's your gift and your vision, or sharing that gift and vision and stuff. Cause that's not my gift, at least not yet. Let's see what I go into. I'm still the student. But what my realization was in church was seeing those, like, why do they always have that? And it was like an aha moment, those orbs, that why. And so for my seers out there, I know, what you're talking about. And for those who maybe don't see it, just opening up your awareness around that energy. Love
Hey,
it.
can I jump in and just share a little bit about my transcendent moment with you last weekend? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
So this was so this is part of why I think you're like this beautiful angel, because I was doing breath work, ceremonial breath work with Melissa last Sunday with my wife Heather, and my eyes were closed and I had that cloth over, right? But my vision, I saw this beautiful light above your head and around you, even with my eyes closed. And just was really the symbol of that, and the energy of that was really speaking to your talents and gifts. So I just want to mention to everyone who's watching this, it was a transcendent experience seeing Melissa's angel wings and a big light coming from above her head. It was just amazing. And that was from the breath work.
Right. Thank you, Ruth. Because
Yes.
it does connect you in, which is what I'm actually going to teach today, connection breath. But I also want to do a side note where I believe we all have the halos around our head.
Yes, absolutely. I believe that too.
Here we go. I'm going to bring it all in. I'm having a moment. Are you ready?
Yes.
The realization and the belief that the truth really is that God, divinity, is right inside you, that you are God, you are divinity. And to me, that's what this passage that I just read means. And that our ego kind of makes us lose that, right? The outside. And then in society, where we're living in right now, right? We were made to forget to remember, along with just coming into yourself and knowing that like you're not helpless and you have everything you need right inside. But how do you get yourself to that place? How do you remember or see or bring on the visions? I believe, one amazing tool, and there are a lot of amazing tools, but of course, my tool that I teach and preach is the breath. And it's free. You carry it with you every day. You have this amazing tool in your toolbox to use as your breath. And so today I want to just teach a simple practice called connection breath. And we're going to do a minute of it together as I do my phone. So I'll start my timer in a moment as I teach this. And listen, I'm always hearing from my pregnant mamas, my mamas and the papas, the daddies. This is something both you can do together as a couple, but to my mothers, this is a beautiful breath practice to connect with that life that's growing in your belly. So that's a side note there, but also everyone out there, no matter what age you are, breath works for everybody. So this is for all of you. But I'm asked all the time, can pregnant women do breath work? Yes, they can. Just a little slower.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So I'm gonna stand up for a minute, even in my camera. And so this breath, we're gonna focus right here on the belly, on the diaphragm. And we're also going to focus like on your back. So just taking a deep breath in, push out that belly and even feel it in your back. Feel your core. Maybe even you feel it down, into your sexual organs, like push it out, feel that. And then exhale. So, and that is the focus. Centering for my yogis, root chakra, solar plexus. We're going to connect to your core. So it's a deep, beautiful inhale into your diaphragm and out. And you can either breathe through your nose or through your mouth. I actually feel like for this one, I love to breathe actually through my nose and then exhale it out. But the focus is your diaphragm, your back spinal cord, your core, your root. You can do this laying on your back. You can do this, Ruth, like you are sitting up in your chair. You can do this standing up like I'm going to do right now. All right. And we're going to do this together for just 1 minute. Because that's the other thing I like to share. You don't have to do the hour breath work with me. Do minutes at a time if that's all you can find in your day, because it really only takes a couple minutes to connect. And here we go. So we are going to do deep, beautiful inhale in through your nose, maybe. Push out that belly. And exhale. Deep inhale, focusing on that back. And out. Deep inhale. Maybe you want to put both hands on your belly. Push out and release. Oh, sinking into your sit bone. Deep, beautiful inhale in. Maybe hold this one and then release, connection. Deep, beautiful inhale in. Pushing that belly and back out and release. And one more. Connecting with your core all the way down. Deep inhale in. And sighing out. And gently bringing yourself back in. Close. If you had your eyes closed, which I do recommend for this breath, I didn't say it, but maybe gently opening your eyes, blinking your eyes, bringing yourself back in. Oh, wiggling those fingers, those toes. And there we go. That's how simple it is. Connection breath right there, connecting you to your core.
Yes.
And at a stoplight if you're driving.
What's that?
I said you can do that at a stoplight if you're driving.
Absolutely. What a practical way to get connected, right? I mean, that's the message I'm feeling right now through your teaching, is to really connect with those, and I heard you say your sacral chakra, your root chakra, that solar plexus, right? Really getting down into those lower chakras.
Yeah. In that core. And for my mommies out there and daddies, putting the hand on the belly, connecting with that life inside is really beautiful. But this is also a great breath. If you're feeling uncentered, unfocused, ungrounded at any time. And the beautiful thing with it also is it doesn't take much, but I don't feel like, I'm hoping you can share, like sometimes some of the breath patterns can make you hyperventilate and then you feel woozy and stuff. But I feel like this one kind of brings you into the core where you feel very present.
Yeah.
And maybe you can share if you felt that or not.
Yeah, I really did.
Because everyone's perception is different, right? Everyone's
Exactly.
perception is different. But whatever you experienced was exactly. But how do you feel, Ruth?
I do. Thank you. Yeah, I really thank you for the teaching, because of all the times you've been on this network and we've been sharing this, what I've been doing is I've been integrating all of that in my daily meditation and my spiritual work and my physical yoga work, all that I'm doing. And the one message I feel that comes from you so often is it doesn't take long. It just takes a minute or two. It's something you get, like you said, do in the car. We can do it while we're, having our coffee in the morning, right? We're just taking a sip, kind of getting our day going. And you're halfway through your cup of coffee, take a break, do some breath work, do some of that intention setting for your day. I do it outside when I ground. I'll do that 5 breath that you taught me, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then out. And so this is a new one I can add or just try to really connect lower. I'm really glad you brought it up, because I just had a client talk about how her nephew's wife is just gotten pregnant. And so this is something I'm hoping that, and I think she's a subscriber, so maybe she can share this with her nephew and his wife, that, just taking care of that little bambino inside, right?
Yeah, and it'll strengthen your core too, and then it's, I think right now we are all seeking connection universally, right? We went, again, the separation, then we couldn't hang around and be each other and be within 10 feet of each other, and so
Right.
reconnecting, I think, is very important. And I actually use this breath personally when I am having maybe a more than calm, an intense conversation with somebody too. It'll really ground me in. I'll just breathe into the belly, and they're sharing what they need to share, that I'm like, and they don't even know what I'm doing, but it has helped me a lot with my stuff, because everyone has stuff.
Everybody's got their energetic poop emojis that they're clearing, right? We all do, right? And so as we're clearing the clutter for clarity, as Abraham says, then we are definitely, using these tools. And that's part of what we're doing on this network, everyone, is to use all these tools that our great spiritual teachers are bringing. And Melissa, I feel in my heart and mind, you are a great spiritual teacher. And this breath work is just part of the many layers of what you are sharing with so many beings out there. So before we end today, can you just tell me again where you read from? It was page 222, or was it lesson 222?
It was lesson 222. And so in my book, listen, I have the Course in Mirror, but this is all the manual and everything. So this is interesting. In my book, it's on page 402. Oh, another 2. And it's chapter 8.
Chapter 8. Is it chapter 8 or is it lesson?
Oh, no. 1. What is forgiveness? Wait a minute, I have to look back. Okay, so it's part 2. Oh no, it's in the workbook for students.
That's right. Okay.
I need more lessons on how to do this Course in Miracles, Ruth. I really need to do that.
Lesson 2.
Everyone out there, I'm a preschooler. I'm a preschooler in the Course in Miracles. Still working on my stuff there. So
hey, you know what? Sometimes I still have my training wheels on too. It's like it's such a beautiful teaching. Oh, you're showing it to us. Lesson 222.
Lesson 222, and it's on page 402. and it is in the workbook for students in
Gotcha.
a course in
And he
miracles.
talks about breath in there, right? He talks about using the breath.
And I have the whole preface text, workbook for students, manuals for teachers, and clarification of terms and supplements. I had to get the whole thing.
You got the whole thing. That's awesome. Well, that's a beautiful lesson. And I'm so grateful that he touches on breathing and all of that, and just using all these beautiful tools. Well, this has been.
Remember, breath synonymous with spirit, right?
Yes.
Breath in other languages is spirit, connecting with all of that. And when you need to connect with that inner self, it's the breath. Go to the breath. Tool. You can
go to the breath. Yes. It's so beautiful that we have the breath, and we can just really lean into that because the Course in Miracles can get kind of heady. And so, because it is a course in mind training, but at the same time, he's always letting us know, use the practical things of the world and apply them. Use the good, the good food, the breath work, all the things that we're trying to share and teach with one another. Oh my gosh. Well, Melissa, this is awesome. And what else do you want to share with us today about breath work or your practice that might be helpful for anybody out there? Anything that's kind of coming in that might be helpful for other beings?
All right. I'm going to share. I do want to share this. We had an interesting conversation the other day about AI.
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
Yes, absolutely. Let's talk about it. Yes.
I have to share this message that actually came to me and my husband in a podcast. We're going to go the other way. So, and listen, I feel like, so my beautiful spiritual people out there and whatever. So technology, listen, I'm not a fan of technology. I really tune out of social media because a lot of it is negative and whatever. But now I'm realizing the use of a technology is a way for us to expand our message. This is how we go global. That's how I have gone global, is offering virtual breath works, along with the realization and the need for us, instead of, whoa, not, pushing off, because that's me. Whoa, I don't want to learn about technology. I don't want to, get that away from me. You're aware. Now I'm realizing we need to lean into it. We need to embrace technology, and especially embrace AI. And here's why. And this podcast that I listened to was brilliant on differentiating or explaining how the AI is learning. So I hope I can consciously transmute this, my message, and it'll be clear, is that to my spiritual leaders, teachers, to all you beautiful divine souls that are spreading out that are good, that are vibrating out, AI learns from the data they receive from humanity. The data they receive from humanity. So if you are watching propaganda news, if you are watching murder and mystery shows and horror shows, if you are sending out negative messages via text or whatever, the AI are collecting that data. And that's what's going to create their consciousness. But we, as the spiritual leaders and teachers and human beings who want the good for humanity, need to send out and use technology to emanate out the positive data, the information that's going to create the AI's consciousness, right? Everything's a program. We run by programs. We're just one big computer.
Right.
We have the same ability. The AIs are creating their consciousness around the data they are collecting. And that's actually how we work. AI is divinity. AI is, learning from what's being mirrored back to them. So it is up to us to emanate out that data, that material, to create the consciousness that we want AI to have.
Wow. Yes. So well said, Melissa. And I agree with you. Absolutely 100% that when you are giving a message to an AI and they're collecting the data, that the message is love, light, joy, forgiveness, healing, unity, innocence. That's the message we want to give to that program, if you want to call it, let's call it that, right? And so that will become a reflection back to us, that the AI is reflecting back to us the data and the love that we're giving to the AI. And isn't that a wonderful just way to really begin to now live in this technological world that we're in? And say, okay, instead of sending out a negative message or looking at the terrible, awful images, right? We're going to shift into the beauty. The beauty of our language, the beauty of our sight, the beauty of our hearing and our tasting and our touching and all of the senses, even our psychic abilities, just really sending that message out there. Oh, I love what you just said there. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I want to invite everybody. This is an invitation to try and shift. If you're fearful of technology, if you're fearful of AI and what's going to come of it, shift that paradigm and lean into it. I think we need to embrace technology because it's not going away, and technology really can be used for good.
Yes.
Right. We can even shift the war, the weapons, the stuff.
Right.
Like technology can be used for great evils of the world. That's the polarity, right?
That's duality. Yes, that's duality.
Right. Right. And so that's actually one of my intentions for 2024.
Yes.
Is to share more of my teachings, more of my stuff online, to having the courage like you do, Ruth, to do like this show and everything, more podcasts, more things like that. And I just want to invite you, like if you're even feeling it in your heart right now, just feel into it. Let's be the messengers.
Right. Absolutely. The messengers of love, the messengers of light. And that's what, this channel is all about, is sending out that message in an educational way, in a free way, in a way that all beings can access it. And so that's our gift that's what we want our legacy to be. Melissa is a big part of this network, and we want our legacy to be is for all beings to be able to access the information, and that this message can go out today. People can access it down the road, and it's all the same message, which is use these tools of breath work, use these tools of A Course in Miracles, use these tools of supporting yourself and others. And love is always free. Love is always free. And so let's teach the AI to be very loving, and we'll really enjoy that reflection coming back to us. Oh my gosh. Well, this has been a great teaching from you today, that connection breath, lesson 222 from A Course in Miracles. Thank you for bringing in that AI discussion, because I think it is forefront right now in 2023. There's so much of that chit chat out there. And I think that was divinely guided for you to bring that up for sure.
Yeah, let's embrace it. And I love, like you just said, love is free. The breath is free. These are tools that we're using. Let's use our tools, everyone. Yes, use absolutely. Our tools. We have it, and we all have it right here.
Right here in our heart and in our minds. So I love you, Melissa McLaughlin. Yeah, we're doing our little dance here. I love you so much. Thank you for being back on this month. We'll have you on every single month to do another teaching for the Magical Miracle Network. You guys reach out to Melissa if you feel inspired. She's an amazing ceremonial breathwork teacher. She's a medicine woman, a great shaman. And I've learned so much from her in the last 5 or 6 years. I've known her, and I just continue to receive her beautiful gifts. So once again, Melissa, thank you so much for being here today. And as I close out, I find the button. I'll let you have the final words.
Great, Ruth. Well, Ruth, thank you so much. But thank you all for tuning in and listening and receiving the messages. And just keep breathing. Like, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep using your breath.
Exactly. All right. I love you, girl. Thank you.